Hi, I'm Brandon. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install your new double roller shades. We'll be covering both the fascia version as well as the exposed roll version. Everything you see here is what you'll receive when you order the double roller shade with a fascia. These guys here are the only exception. You will get these if you order a outside mount shade, but if you order a inside mount, you won't receive these. So we've got our two rollers, our brackets, our fascia, and some screws, of course. And then the only additional tools that you'll need are a drill, and a flathead screwdriver can come in handy, so I've just got one on standby. When it comes to the shade with a fascia, you'll have these brackets here. These are fairly large when it comes to shade brackets, so you want to make sure that your windows are deep enough. You will need 5 inches of depth, which would be this direction here when this is placed in the window, in order to fit these. And the full depth of the shade is going to be just a bit over 5 3/8 of an inch. The first step to installing this is going to be identifying which of the mounting holes on the bracket you're going to use. There's quite a few. The first step for installation is figuring out which orientation the bracket will be and how you're going to mount the bracket to your window opening. So you'll see that there are a multitude of mounting holes on the bracket. The most common ones are going to be at the top here, where you're mounting your bracket up into the top of the window frame as such. The next ones are going to be on the sides of the bracket. These would be primarily used for an outside mount installation or a surface mount where you're putting the bracket on the wall like this. The remaining ones are going to be these guys here, which are used if you are mounting it to the side of the window opening. You can really use any of these. It all just depends on what works in your specific situation. Today, I will be showing how to install these using the top holes for an inside mount, where it's going to go into the window like that. Along with your brackets, you're going to receive some idle end pins or idle pins. They go by a multitude of names, but those are the two most common ones. And you will want to attach these to your brackets. They will go on the opposite side of whatever control side you picked. So I have 2 motorized roller shades here with my motors on the right side. So I'm going to want to place these pins on my left side bracket, so the one that's going to go on the left side of the window. And to do so, there's a little line groove right here. We'll just simply slide that into place and go ahead and snap it in. And we'll do that for this one as well. And now we're ready to go ahead and install the brackets. So when it comes to installing the bracket in the window frame, you'll want to consider where you want the bracket placed. I would like the fascia that's going to snap onto the front here to be even with the outer edge of the window opening. So I am going to just set this back about 1/8 of an inch or so, but it is all personal preference, as well as can vary depending on the depth of your window. But once we're here, I'll go ahead and grab my drill. I do already have a screw installed on it, and simply screw this in. All right, now that our brackets are installed, we can go ahead and install the roller shades themselves. So on the brackets, there's that idle end that I mentioned. That is going to slot into the roller shade with this opening here, and that's the side that we'll want to pop in first. And then on the motor or control side, there's a similar clip to what that idle end had, and we'll go ahead and use that to snap into the bracket just like the idle end did. Alrighty, so we'll go ahead and slide our idle end in first. And you might have to kind of twist and rotate the shade a bit. And then we'll want to slot our motor in, and we'll know that it's fully installed when we hear a little snap from over here. Just like that. And our shade is in and ready to go. Now we can move on to our next roller. Same thing, we're going to insert the idle end into the opening on this side of the shade, and then snap the motor head in on the opposite side. So we'll go ahead and swing around here. Go ahead and slide that on, and then take our motor and get it snapped in, and we are good to go in terms of installing the rollers themselves. Specifically with the motorized versions of these shades, the motors will arrive to you in a bit of a sleep mode, and in order to activate them, you'll need to plug them in with the charging cable, and that will wake them up and allow them to be operated. I always suggest doing that before installing the fascia, is having easier access to the motor head here just makes the entire setup process a little bit simpler. So once you get these installed, you'll want to go ahead and plug them in with the charger, get them all paired and programmed, and then you'll be good to go. Now that the shades are installed into their brackets and ready to go, we can throw our fascia on there. To install that, this little lip on the fascia is going to hook over the top of the brackets, and then we'll give it a firm push from the bottom here, and that will go ahead and snap it in place. So the easiest way to get this guy snapped on is you want to insert it above the shade and then kind of slide it down, and it'll get caught on the hooks, and then bring it on down. Make sure that it's positioned nicely in the window, and then just a quick push and it'll snap right into place. Just like that, and you're good to go. Your shades are now fully installed and ready to be used. If for any reason you need to uninstall your double roller shades, it's just as simple as putting them up, but in reverse. This is where the flathead screwdriver can come in handy to pop the fascia off. So we'll go ahead and pop that off and then take the rollers out of the brackets and then uninstall the brackets. First things first is you'll want to make sure that the shades are raised all of the way. Again, just to give us a bit of extra room to work up here at the top. And then we'll take our flathead screwdriver, and you'll kind of, right on the edge of the bracket, go ahead and insert it and just give it a little twisting motion, and the fascia should just pop right off. Just like that. And then we'll do it on the other side over here as well. Once you have the bottom of the fascia off, you can just simply tilt it up and go ahead and unhook it from the brackets. And we'll set that down somewhere nice and safe, that way it doesn't get scratched up. And then again, you'll want to take your flathead screwdriver, come over here to the motor head side of things, and there's a small tab where you'll insert the screwdriver, and that will allow the motor to slide down and out of the brackets just like that. After you have your first roller out, we'll just repeat those same steps to go ahead and take the next one out. From there, you just unscrew the brackets from the window opening and your shade is fully uninstalled. So, as you just saw, installing the double roller shades as well as uninstalling them can be quite easy. But if you still run into any issues, please don't hesitate to contact our customer service department. They'll be more than happy to help you out however they can.